Hallo, wir sind hier in Regensburg bei der TINET-Konferenz. Es geht hier ausschließlich um das Thema Tinnitus. Und ich habe hier eine international erfahrene Expertin an meiner Seite sitzen, Deborah Hall. Deb, you are an internationally demanded expert for tinnitus. The sheer amount of scientific publications on this subject you have worked on this field is overwhelming. I found more than 60 while doing research for our new book about hearing. Most of them were released in the last 3 years. Recently you got a new position as Senior Investigator of the National Institute for Health Research. Plus, you are traveling around the world from congress to congress doing lectures about tinnitus, like the one here. It seems that your days last longer than 24 hours. When we met in London, I was surprised when you told me that, unlike me, you don't suffer from tinnitus. So I wonder, how did it happen that you got involved to this subject so deeply, and what fascinates you about it?
That's a very good question, Thomas. So I've worked in the hearing field for a long time, for 20 years or more. My first research was trying to understand how the brain codes sound, or how the brain hears sound, because we don't listen to sounds with our ears, we listen to sounds with our brain.
Yes.
And this is a very complicated question, as you appreciate. I got interested in tinnitus because through my work I met many patients and patient organisations who advocate for patients with hearing loss and tinnitus, particularly the British Tinnitus Association in the UK, which very strongly promotes research and informs patients with tinnitus about the problem. They asked me to get on board with their organisation to provide scientific advice to the charity about hearing problems and hearing, and that's how I first got interested in tinnitus.
I think that the subjectivity of tinnitus is one main reason why research on this field has been disappointing in the past. And one major work of you and your colleagues have done is to analyze and to compare 228 studies about tinnitus. In a short form, what did you find out?
So we were very surprised by the findings of that study. From all of those trials that you mentioned, we found that the scientific community has no agreement about how to measure tinnitus. We found across those 228 trials over 130 different ways of measuring changes in tinnitus.
100. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And so this opens up an opportunity to generate some agreement within the field about really what are the important things to measure. And that's important for progressing the field. If everybody compares or measures different things, we have a whole fruit salad of research findings, and we can't make common interpretations of the data.
Yes.
We can only compare apples with apples or bananas with bananas.
Yes.
We can't compare apples with bananas. So my work now is really pushing the tinnitus field and challenging scientists and clinicians and patients with tinnitus to come together to say what is really important and to identify exactly what are those apples and bananas, to reduce the fruit salad just down to a small number of things that everybody will measure, and that will bring some consistency to the field, and I think will help science advance more quickly towards finding effective treatments.
What are your main goals for future tinnitus research, and do you think there will be a complete cure one day? And now I have to define what is a cure, because there are many ways to treat tinnitus and to make the condition of the people better. What I mean with cure is, I think everybody dreams about something. Maybe you take a pill or you get a laser beam on the head and then the sound is gone. And you think this is something that could be in the far future or the nearer future? Or?
So I think it is on the horizon. When we find some sort of cure like that, we can't say. But certainly my work is now trying to address the issue of classifying patients into these different meaningful subgroups. And I'm certain that in the future there will be some groups of patients for which we understand what causes their tinnitus and can therefore find some kind of pill or some other intervention that really eliminates or certainly significantly reduces the tinnitus.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching.